Hey, welcome to episode 25 of Toilet Tag Tuesday. We are coming to you from Queens Lake Bed and Breakfast in what, Kentucky? Some town in Kentucky. Georgetown, Kentucky.
Just north of Lexington.
Yes.
It's a beautiful 40-acre farm here.
Yes.
You got the one of their ponds in the background. Got a nice walking track around it. They got 6 or 7 barns out here with about 60 horses in them, and they do riding lessons, and they board horses, and they do weddings, and all that good stuff. So we came out here for kind of 2 reasons. We came out here to scout this place out because we're thinking about doing something on a very smaller scale of this at our new farm in Ona.
Yeah.
And we also just happened to be at the same time as the what they call the outpouring, the Asbury outpouring, or the Wilmore Wilmore revival is what a lot of people are calling it at the university. So we went to that, and just wanted to kind of not only just talk about our question this week, which is a short one, but just give a little recap of that and our I guess our recommendations, if you would, on have anything to do with it. So, what was the first CD that you ever had?
Sorry.
Or if you're too old for CDs, what was your first cassette that you ever had? So mine doesn't really fit with my...
If you're too young, would it be your first download? Or, I mean, how does
I
that
guess
work
so.
now?
If you've never owned a CD before, kids, they're these little shiny round discs that you stick in a tray or a slot, and they make sounds called music. They were they were really easy to rip digital files off of. I think most of the people that watch this are our age or older, though, so they get it. They were probably recording songs off the radio, like one of my answers was.
Did you get...
Anyway,
I think we got it.
my answer, which does not fit my taste in music, really, which is kind of weird. My first CD I ever had was MC Hammer. I don't know
And
why.
a lot of y'all may not even know who that is.
Yeah. It was
Too legit to quit.
I don't know.
We've got to pray. Pray.
Yep.
We got to pray just to make it today.
I think Pray was his second album.
Yeah, it was. But that was my favorite.
Anyway, I don't know why I know that. It was Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him, that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I was just singing MC Hammer.
Yeah.
The first one
that one was on repeat for some reason at my house. But I mostly listened to country, and my mom and dad mostly listened to like John Cougar Mellencamp and Bruce Springsteen and stuff like that. So I don't know. Anywho.
Well, my mom definitely influenced my first CD purchase. It was Sandy Patty, Make His Praise Glorious, and she was a Christian music singer, very popular in churches and that kind of thing. But she's very well known for her rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, which just like has this skyscraper range, soprano range, and she was like the 4th of July celebration in Washington, D.C. She was on that broadcast one year. It was probably in the 80s. I can't remember, but so yeah. So I still appreciate her music, but I don't really listen to it much anymore.
She's still going, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Here and there. She's... Yeah.
You got any? Can you sing us a little Sandy Patty? Put it on
Down
the
the Via Dolorosa, called the way of suffering, like a lamb came the Messiah, Christ the King, and he chose to walk that road out of his love. I'm messing it up now. I'm getting the lyrics mixed up with the melody line. But that song is you hear it a lot at Easter time, Via Dolorosa. That was one of her most popular. But Make His Praise Glorious was the name of the CD. That song was also very popular. But the melody line is escaping me right now. So.
Okay. Anyway, thanks for not asking me to sing.
No, don't ask him to sing.
I also wrote down that I used a lot of blank cassettes. I used to buy a lot of blank cassettes and just record stuff off the radio.
See my phone cover.
Ziva didn't even know what that was.
No, she had no idea.
So, I used to record a lot of radio and make mixes and stuff possibly for girls. I don't know.
You made me make a CD when we were just corresponding.
You made me a tape.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't
It's like, what's this thing?
No, you did not.
I know, I knew what it was, but that's our generation
but you had
gap.
to dig out the tape player to play it
Dust it
on.
off and test it, make sure.
Or play it in your car, because a lot of them still had.
Gosh, that was 16 years ago.
That's crazy. This month, actually this weekend, 16 years ago, we met online. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ready for Valentine's Day.
And in August, we'll celebrate our 15th anniversary.
Yep. All right, so anyway, if anybody's still watching after all that rambling, let's talk about Asbury and we did a little bit of research ahead of time on the website and stuff, and talked to somebody at church who had just been, and so there's a lot of good info on their website, asbury.org or .edu, and talks about the lines and the schedule and everything. It kind of gives you an update on the current and the wait times and things. And we ended up it was like a 2.5 block line to go in.
I realized it was Saturday evening, Saturday night.
7:30 or so we got there, 8.
Yeah,
8.
We don't actually record these on Tuesday in case you haven't figured that out.
Right, it's Sunday morning right now. So we got there about 8, I think, and it was the line. People have been waiting 5, 6, 7 hours to get into the main chapel, but they have 4 or 5 overflow rooms set up, and we just chose to go in the one called Estes Chapel, which is part of their theological school right across the street, or seminary school right across the street. It's a graduate school, but it's literally right across the street. And then we waited probably 3 minutes to go in there. Yeah. They had ushers seating people. They were constantly looking for places to put people, and had water and snacks, and all the facilities had bathrooms. We found a pretty close parking spot, which was good. We took folding chairs because we were going to go to the part they were having outside, but it was like 35 degrees, so we went inside first, went outside second, and then we finally did get in the main chapel at
midnight.
Just after midnight. But we'd only waited 10 minutes to get in that time because, all the old people had left, basically, so except for us.
And the people with very small children.
Yeah, the kids. Although there were a lot of kids there still at midnight. It was surprising. Mm-hmm. So we spent probably 2 hours in the overflow chapel. 2 hours in the
overflow, an hour outside, and an hour inside. We were
back row Baptists, not by choice. They just seated it. We just happened to be in the very back row in the balcony up top in the corner. So we had our own little spot back there, and they were live streaming the. It was, the Spirit was there.
It was so cool. Such a blessing. It was encouraging, uplifting. It was challenging, convicting, all of those things that you expect. And for others, we could see people near us being transformed, their lives being turned towards Jesus, accepting Jesus as the Lord of their life. Brody got to hug a guy that accepted Christ, and it was awesome.
How many just in that overflow in that one invitation? There was probably
I don't know. We couldn't even see, because we were in the balcony, we couldn't even see the whole place, but several.
It was powerful, for sure.
Yes.
So, however, here's the negative to this. They're pretty much shutting that part down because of some pre-planned stuff that they had, and they're moving it out to other facilities, and they're hoping it will spread. So if you didn't get to go, you're probably not going to get to go to that experience at the Hughes Auditorium. But it doesn't mean the Spirit's not everywhere.
Exactly. Exactly.
Let's bring it to Huntington. Barbara.
Yes, let's bring it.
Anyway, it was really, really neat, and it's part of history. And I'm glad we got to.
I'm glad we did.
So but anyway. Maybe you went. If anybody on here went, and tell us your experience,
about that in the comments.
Or tell us your CD,
first CD,
thing, and see what that's about, or tape, or 8-track, or whatever. I know some of y'all on here are probably vinyl records.
I actually remember my first vinyl more clearly than my first CD because it was a novelty by then.
Wax records. I bet some of y'all probably had wax records way back.
I think my mom did.
The only reason I know that's a thing is because it's a lyric in a song, a country song. It said, like a record made of wax, she ain't never coming back. I was like, what does that mean? I had to look it up. I had to ask my dad, I think, at the time. There was no way to look it up back then. It was just like, hey, you had to ask somebody that knew stuff.
Oh, that's great. Anyway, the wind is blowing my hair. Okay.
See you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Toilet Tag Tuesday is brought to you by Century 21 Homes and Land's top producing agent, Brody Nash. That's me. You can reach me at brodynash.com or 304-208-6190.